This is Erica Glessing, and you're joining me for the Erica Glessing Show, where you receive 8 minutes of inspiration. And today I have an exceptional business ninja. I'm so excited. He's a business ninja coach, and he works with small businesses and entrepreneurs as well who've kind of done some things right, and they're trying to get things even more right. So welcome, Ken Spohn. How are you today?
I am better than most. How do you like that?
I like it. It sounds like a lyric. Yeah. So where are we talking to you from? Where's the show today?
Yeah. So I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, where it's about 78 degrees today.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I actually toyed with putting my heater on for the first time. My house dropped down to 60. You know, Californians, we're so spoiled. Yeah. And I did my space heater instead because I was like, I don't want to heat up my whole 2-story house, you know,
right.
Silly. But we're getting towards that time. So, Ken, I wanted to just jump in. You know, I like to jump in with big problems, like big, hairy problems. So for people who have trouble building systems, like they resist systems, what can you share about business systems that would actually can you translate for us from, you know, like not feeling corporate, but having systems? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's a really good question because the system is the foundation of the business. And if you don't have a good system, then you're kind of just, you know, throwing stuff against the wall and hoping it works. For myself, there's 2 things I do is I look at the end, like the end in mind, and then I reverse it and I go, okay, what are the steps that I need to take and who can I get to fill those steps? And then the other way I do it, if it becomes something that I'm not familiar with, I will reach out to somebody and have them help me and walk me through it.
Ah.
Yeah, because it you know, if I just struggle through it, then, you know, I like we were talking about earlier is why reinvent the wheel? I just find somebody that's really good at it and then go do that and have them, you know, excel in the area that they excel in.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times some of the things I've seen small businesses and entrepreneurs struggle with is scaling up. I've been looking a lot at like, what can I do in my business that doesn't require my physical presence?
Yeah.
You know, like, can people take online classes from me when I'm not physically there? Can they listen to my podcast episodes when I'm off, you know, learning new things and building new programs? What are some challenges in scaling for small businesses?
Yeah, so I wouldn't be the expert in that, but I do have a client that at one time had 130 Liberty Tax franchises. And one of the things he said is you have to be willing to be uncomfortable.
Okay.
And you have to be willing to expand your capacity. And what I mean by that is whatever you did last week is not going to be sufficient for what you're going to be doing this week. So you're continually growing, and it just and you have to put the right key people in place, because if you don't have the right key people, then you're more working on those people rather than growing the business.
Yeah, I had a book launch last week, and it was a really challenging book launch because the niche was dogs, and have never had a book about dogs. Like, I've done a lot of books about healing and health and even real estate, but I seriously don't have a following in the canine catalogs of Amazon. And it was, what I did was I brought in 2 people to help me champion the book. And I have to tell you, it was fascinating because I generally execute myself. Like, other people are doing things, but I'm the only person executing everything. And having that backup help was so fun. It was so fun because they were getting successes and bringing them to me, and they were getting successes and coming back at me, and we were getting successes and giving them to the author. And then I brought in one more person, and then she was having successes. And so it was like, I was able to kind of see firsthand what happens when you aren't don't need to be in every single step of your business.
Yeah.
Well, you said at the beginning you had a story. So did you want to tell a story?
Yeah. So the story is about how I got into leadership coaching. And when I was 6 years old, my sister and I were arguing in the kitchen. And I was pulling on her arm and teasing her, and she was trying to get something out of the cabinet. And I just kept pulling on her. And at some point she turned to me and she said, "You don't belong in this family, you were adopted." And I had no idea what adopted meant, but I was stunned. And I just sat there, and in that moment I made up that I didn't belong and nobody loved me.
Oh my goodness.
So I was adopted, and fast forward, I'm in my early 40s and I'm in this leadership program. And I discovered that every relationship I've been in has been that 6-year-old.
Oh my goodness, right?
Nobody loves me and I don't belong.
Wow.
So I couldn't figure out why they weren't working. I got divorced and you know, and I got so inspired by the leader and what he was able to do for me. I spent almost 5 years of training and developing myself to be a leadership coach.
That's
and
fascinating.
I've trained hundreds of people, and yeah, I every time I get off the phone with somebody, I just want them to experience that they're loved and they belong someplace.
I love that. That's a beautiful story. You know, I adopted my 2 children.
Nice.
2 of my 3, and I told them from birth they were adopted. And I explained their birth stories after a while. And of course, nobody understands what that word means in the beginning. Sure. But there was never that moment. Like I never had that moment. Like from day one, like the words were in the language.
Yeah.
So, but I caught them at birth. It was really, I was so blessed to be their mom. Like, I don't know. I think you're right though. Like if you have like a experience like that starts framing you, it can actually, it sounds like it can it's an unconscious limit, right?
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a blind spot for me. I didn't even know it existed.
And to me, like adoption, you're actually loved a little bit. You can be loved more intensely, actually, like, because that mom is like, I got a baby. Yeah. Like you can actually be loved harder. Like, you know, I was a little bit more of a helicopter mom than my friends who just popped them out real quick, you know. I'm like, oh, you know, the room's been ready for 6 years, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting topic. So I love this conversation, and really what it tells me, what I'm learning from you, Ken, is that you can become a leader really just by stopping and deciding to become a leader.
Yeah, in fact, I'm just finishing up my book. It's called Powerful Leader, from soccer moms to CEOs, how to be a powerful leader in the 21st century. Nice. And it's like anybody can be a leader because it's actually just a state of mind, and that the new leadership that's arising is helping and showing people how to be leaders in their life.
Yeah, I really think we need this so much more, like people who are willing to lead. I want to encourage my listeners to reach out and find out more from Ken Spohn. His name is spelled Spohn. And Ken, how do we find you and find out more about you?
Yeah, so anybody can go to theninjacoach.com.
Great.
And I have a free gift there if they choose, want to work with me. That's one way to do it. Otherwise, there's a contact us, and they can just reach out that way. So I'd be glad to talk to anybody that wants to, get into leadership or wants to get started in it I just love talking about it.
Excellent. Thanks so much for coming.
You're welcome.